All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Too bad, too sad, not going to happen. But this is also what the Lord said. Because see, not just America is divided, Edom is divided. If you don't know, Russia is foretold to destroy America. And Russians are Edomites. Okay? If you didn't know, the European Union, which is America's allies, they are Edomites. So their kingdom is divided. They are divided. Everybody divided. So it says, if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, which is prophecy. Okay. So too bad, too sad, not going to happen. Let's listen up. We'll get some scriptures in between. But also you have to understand that this is the Lord's will. So it was a time where Nebuchadnezzar got proud. And the same thing, that's why, Esau, Edom, he is symbolized as the Assyrian, the Babylonian, all of those ancient, because he assimilated all of those ancient customs into, America. He pretty much is a Hamite without any melanin. That's really is, because that's where they get all their witchcraft from. They don't have nothing. They're thieves. They steal cultures. They don't have nothing going for themselves. But anyways, so it was a time where Nebuchadnezzar got proud. So I'm just going to jump straight to the point. So because Nebuchadnezzar was like, I got all of this because of me. Same thing that Esau, Edom do. That's why the scripture says nothing new under the sun. I got all of this because of me. I'm rich because of me. I took down these nations because of me. I'm rich because of me. Right. But then after the Lord humbled him, put him in a beast like state, him living out there, not shaving, let his nails grow long, because he didn't turn him into a beast. He put a beast mind into him. OK, so after the Lord allow him, to come to a senses. So before I get that, matter of fact, just to let you know that the Lord is in control of everything, even your prayers. So it says the preparation of the heart, which is your mind, and man, the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So that's what, after, Nebuchadnezzar got humbled, this is what he said. And at the end of days, Nebuchadnezzar lifted up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me. The Lord gave it back to him. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom from generation to generation. Now, another thing, too, as you realize, all the ancient kings of old have reverence of the Lord. Except for who? Esau, Edom. Okay? So all these nations represent, matter of fact, they understood the power that we have. These devils is so proud, which that's why they are the wicked. They won't acknowledge it until they have no choice. And it says, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. This is Nebuchadnezzar saying this. And he doeth according to his will, and in the army of heaven, which is the angels, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou? You can't question the Lord. So that's why I wanted to read this real quick before this video play, because he is about to talk about how Trump need to stand up against Israel and stop this. So one more before the video play. But the scripture says, I love it. I love it. The children, Jeremiah. That's a good scripture. That's a kingdom scripture. So it says, therefore, hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom and against his purposes that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which is the wives of Esau. Surely the least of the flock should draw them out. Surely he should make their habitation desolate with them. So even though you had Trump arguing back with BB, which is just prophecy, the kingdom divided, but prophecy said that Israel is going to lead you into World War III. There's nothing you can do about it.
Become a puppet state for Israel. Netanyahu will never allow the U.S. and Iran to make peace. Israel is a belligerent terrorist state that is a bane to America, to peace in the Middle East, and to global order.
Now, YouTube, this is Preacher Dan. He's saying this stuff. So every time that I make a video like this, for some reason, talk about some hate speech and stuff like that, I don't be saying nothing. I just be repeating, okay? And I do not own the copyrights to this video. I'm not making any profit off of this video. This is for educational purposes. And remember, this is his words, not mine.
Now it's time for Donald Trump to be a man instead of a lapdog for Israel.
And it's not going to happen. That's why I want to title this video, Too Bad, Too Sad, Not Going to Happen, # Lord's Will. Let's continue. And it says, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, because see how it's already prophesied that America is going to fall? And the cry thereof, noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea, because they're going to be destroyed on that other side. The army is going to be destroyed on that side of the world, and America is going to be destroyed on this side. Double whammy. And it says, behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Basra, and at that day shall the heart of the mighty man of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Because remember, Yahweh Shai going to crack those clouds. That's 2 Esdras 13. Okay? So, yeah. When they are in the midst of World War III, as it say in 2 Esdras 13, not going to get it. You can read from verse 5 down to 11. But it talks about how they were scared, but they're going to still fight. The remnant of them is going to fight against the Lord, those who are alive. Because guess what? That's prophecy. And you can't stop it. Okay?
Donald Trump must pull the plug on U.S. financial and military support for Israel. He must shut off the flow of taxpayer dollars and American munitions to the apartheid Zionist state. That's the only thing he can do to resolve this issue.
But it's not going to happen. Let's read another one. But I, who is the I, Yahweh Bashem Shai, will remove far off from you the northern army. Where are we at? In the northwest hemisphere. This is called North America. And I will drive him to a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, which is the Red Sea, and his hinder parts towards the utmost sea, which is the Persian Gulf. Okay? And his stink shall come up, which means that he's dead. And his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things, speaking very proud against the Lord. Okay, so yeah, you speak against the Lord gonna eventually visit you. All right, but yeah, this is just prophecy, baby. There's nothing you can do about it. So you can, try to have a hoorah, and have people like, yeah. But here's the thing: this is all wishful thinking. This is wishful thinking, as Preacher Dan is going into.
We're fighting for the survival of the United States of America.
And what do the scripture says about United States of America? Let's get probably my favorite prophetic chapter when it deals with the destruction. Now, this whole chapter goes into the destruction of Babylon the Great. But I'm just going to read 4 verses. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. How did she live deliciously? Off the slave labor of the Israelites. They got old money, okay? When you get over 300 years of free labor, that's a lot of money, okay? And then, remember, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So the Lord also made her be the global power, financially, militarily, all right? But it all started off the backs of our people. So that's why I said so much torment and sorrow give her, for she have said in her heart, I said, a queen am no widow, and I should see no sorrow. That is the pride of these devils. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. Ooh. For strong is the Lord who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornications and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her, lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, the mighty city, for 1 hour her judgment is come. Okay, so yeah, I understand what you're saying, Preacher Dan, but let me tell you something. Too bad, too sad, not going to happen.
Our very survival depends upon what happens in the next 72 hours. And the convictions to maintain the agreement should one be reached. If Israel wants to fight Iran, let them do it on their own.
Look, we just read what prophecy said. It ain't gonna happen.
That America needs to stop aiding and abetting Israel's genocidal wars against.
And it's not gonna happen, okay? They receive billions, all right, monthly from America. That's the biggest welfare case on the earth. They don't never get talked about, though.
Humanity. That's what a man would do. That's what a man would do. Will Trump be that man?
Nope. I tell you what the kind of man that Trump is, though. This is why he's doing everything that he's doing. And it says, and unto the Egyptians, which is a code name for America, because when you go to Revelation 11:8, it said that the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, okay? Will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, save Yahweh Basham Yahushua of hosts, and you haven't seen nothing yet, because Jacob trouble is around the corner, okay? He's going to cause the famine. He's going to cause everything to go horrible in your life, because that's prophecy. So yeah, he's not going to be the man. So I'm going to end it on this. And yeah, this is what the Lord pronounced. So it's going to happen. It says, Yahweh Basham Yahushua of hosts have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have proposed, so shall it stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land. That's bars, and it rhymes. And upon my mountain should I trample. So he's going to get destroyed in the land that he covet, all right? Because remember, in Ezekiel 36, it said that, even the ancient high places in our possession. It says, then shall his yoke depart from off them. That's the Israelites. See, when he destroyed, remember, Esau's the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. 2 Esdras 6 and 9. And his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is proposed upon the whole earth. See, the earth is going to rejoice when this devil go down. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all nations. His hands is stretched out upon all nations. That's why the scripture says in Habakkuk 2 and 8 that the remnant of the nations, matter of fact, real quick, the remnant of the nations is going to get their payback too. It said, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of this people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. You've been doing a lot of bloodshed all over the world, especially in the land of Israel. Like you're doing right now, you're bombing the Palestinians to death. Ain't none of y'all supposed to be there, but still. So this is the proposed that's proposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all nations. For Yahweh of hosts have proposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, who shall turn it back? So at the end of the day, too bad, too sad, not going to happen. Hashtag the Lord's will. All praises to Yahweh Basham Yahushua. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found, and Shalom.